Hello. Hi, everybody. Day was about to end her live, so I said, let me come get in because these streets is hot today. They hot. They've been hot the last few days. Hi, Blessed Dynasty. Hey, Grandma Gigi. Hey, Jackie Thomas. Hey, Blessed Dynasty. Hi, girls. How are you guys doing? I'm going to wait, give some people some time to come in. We're going to talk a little bit today. I'm just going to do an hour. I'm going to be very mindful of the time because I know people do want to, like I said, the streets are real hot today. So I was going to come earlier and then I pushed back the time. But anyway, yeah, sometimes you got to fall back because it gets real crazy. And you got to be mindful of the enemy because the enemy will definitely try to, he always in the bushes waiting and, he lurking, he waiting, and I was making comments, guys. I was making comments. Hi, Royalty Queen, my beautiful. I have been responding to things that have been going on, and it's my right to do so. And like I said, Miss April, entertainment is entertainment. The back and forth is definitely the back and forth. Some of it catches my attention, some of it just does not. I see a lot of hypocrisy, and I see a lot of stuff. But like I always tell you guys, this is one thing that Miss April don't have twisted today. Hi, Aries for Life. Hi, Lynette Chapman. It doesn't matter what I see in another person. It just doesn't. Because I am powerless over people, places, and things. I am only responsible for me, my behaviors, my life, the things that I do, how I treat people, how I view things. I wanted to share this with you guys, because, I love talking about self-awareness. Hey, kitty lover. We're going to talk today, guys. It's a panel. You see the topic. That thought came to me yesterday. And I said, there are so many people against Roz and her family. Roz is a one-man band. She stands in the paint by herself. She has count on your hand and then some of channels that come against her. A lot of them do it for the money because Roz is she brings the coins, which, hey, you like it, I love it. A lot of it has went way beyond the coins and has taking a whole went to a whole nother level. But for whatever reasons people do it, they do it. Okay. That's just period, point blank. If you like it, I love it. Do you? Because Miss April's certainly gonna do her. Okay. I'm comfortable and satisfied where I am, as far as who I follow, who I support, and those kind of things. It is, Davion was talking on her live about her and is it Melissa Bean? And she was reading the text and everything. And I'm like, how does it go from all of that and all of that, concern and, like somebody said in the chat, it seemed genuine. And then Davion explained exactly when it switched up, exactly when, she had hit Melissa up and Melissa didn't respond. So people change. You know what I mean? It's like here today, gone tomorrow. Why? It's number one, it's not nothing to be surprised about. People out, hey, Miss LaWanda, baby. Okay, I hope you are able to come up on the panel for a minute, but I'm going to drop the link in a minute, guys. But like I said, because there are a lot of people that have interaction with Davion, and as far as that way that her and Melissa Bean have, but like I said, here today, gone tomorrow. Be More Native said it best. She said, I keep telling people there ain't no real friends on YouTube. This is YouTube. My God, what in the world? This is YouTube. We have lives out, we have real lives outside of YouTube, guys. Think about it, don't we? We have children, we have grandchildren, we have husbands, we have wives, we have jobs, all of that kind of stuff. Granny, I love how Granny explained it with when it comes to Davion. She said, I look at Davion as like a niece or something like that. And hi, Princess Strickland, baby. Hi, Barbara P. And so do I. That's how I view Davion. Davion has a lot of wisdom, a lot of insight. And I hear a lot of older women telling Davion where she should be in her life. We can't do that. That's ridiculous. Who am I to tell Davion where she should be in life and the things she should be doing? You understand what I'm saying, guys? Make that make sense. This is Miss April's personal opinion. I learned this. I put myself, what was I doing at the age of 28? She's doing far better than she ain't. One thing I could say is Davion has practice control to where she doesn't have any children. She doesn't have that responsibility, that struggle, because it does become a struggle. Kudos to her. Davion is at a place in her life, in my opinion, where she can go go and do what she wants to do. She's not in a hurry. It's made clear that it's comfortable. She's comfortable to take her time in life. She's in a wonderful place. If I was given the opportunity and it was said to me, you could be where she was at the age of 28, knowing what I know now, I'd jump on that, period. Okay. I was at the age of 28, 2 children, struggling, wasn't able to take care of myself. Y'all know my story. Okay. So, and she should have friends and all this. We don't have the right to tell her where she should be in her life. Nobody does. Just like I don't have the right to tell anybody where they should be in their life. Hey, my Teresa Dallas, that's ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. You understand? But those things are said out of a begrudging place. Davion comes on here, and Davion does she does roast, and she roasts hard, and it burns a lot of people's skin. You feel what I'm saying? One thing about YouTube, guys, this is YouTube. And I know people talk about me, and I'm sure seeing me talking lately, Miss April will probably get it. Say what you want to say. Do what you want to do. You're not going to dictate what I think and what I know about myself. You will never do that. Do you understand me? Never. From the life I've come from, no, nobody will do that. But I'm also not trying to walk around here trying to tell people how they should be living their life. That's crazy. That's ridiculous. And that's just said out of a begrudging place. So let me do this invite and get back on. I just wanted to talk about that a little bit because we were just in Davion's chat and we were talking about those things. Guys, I wanted to do this today. Like I said, getting back to my title, you see what it says, the Squad Speaks. Like I said, because so many people speak negative on Roz on a daily basis. Why don't we hear from some people that support Roz? Why don't we hear from some people that have been there A1 day one, and why you still are there, why you still stick and stay? Why don't we have people come on the panel and talk about what they see in Roz? Truthfully speaking. Okay, why don't we do that today? Just for a little bit. And mods, please, anybody that comes in the chat disrespectful, get them out of here. Block them. Okay, block them. There ain't no timeouts or no none of that. Block them. Okay, so let me greet everybody that came in. I see Jackie. I see you. Hey, Jackie, baby. I'm glad you're here. You say, yay, I'm on time. Grandma Gigi, I see you, baby. I'm glad you had your appointment today. It worked out to where you were able to be here. Hey, Mimi of 4, you got a wrench, baby. Hey, Yolanda Browning. Hi, darling. And I did post in the sister circle because I do want people to come and just, it doesn't have to be a long thing, but I do want you guys to come and speak what you see. I'll start it out, and I was going to write some stuff, guys. I was going to write some things that what I see and why I stick and stay. As I stated before, hi, Gigi, baby. Hi, Barbara. As I said before, they say with age should come wisdom, and we definitely should be forever growing. If listen, I wish I would. It says you cannot graft a new idea on a closed mind. I thank God that I will always keep my mind open because at the age of 64, I still have so much to learn. All I know is I want to learn so that I don't repeat the same behaviors or the same things that caused me problems in my life. You understand? I want to be able to live a peaceable life. I want to be able to, because we're going to have people that come in our life to say things to tear us down. There are people that are designed by the enemy to try to tear us down. Okay, his job is to seek, steal, kill, and destroy. So when we get in a place of self-awareness, and not about anybody else, but about myself, to where I find my own individual peace, no matter what somebody is speaking. Like I said, the back and forth is the back and forth. It is what it is. A lot of people have taken this thing to a place that is for YouTube. It's just crazy to me. That's just my opinion. Like I was asking TRW, how long were you and Bama friends? I want to know those things. Because like I said, I try to give the benefit of the doubt in situations. My personal opinion on that situation, guys, and I do have one, because I see a lot of what's going on with it. In my opinion, I don't know, and it doesn't matter that I don't know, and I don't care, but this is what I see. A TRW can't let it go for some reason, and I'm not sitting here going to try to figure that thing out. It's not my place to do so. I don't care. You understand? TRW is a grown woman. She's her own life. But what I see from the outside looking in, I don't know if it's obsession. I don't know what it is, or hurt. I don't know. But I put myself in that shoe and I say, okay, April, if this was you and your situation, if you had this kind of a situation, think hard what you would do. I would have to let it go, because I'm not going to allow something to consume me. I would have to get to a place in my life where I had peace with it. If I loan them money and it don't come back, oh well. I just don't never have to worry about giving money there again. You feel what I'm saying, guys? Those kind of things. I just don't see how you can just still hold on to a grudge. And I told you guys what that word grudge, the definition of what a grudge is. It doesn't hurt the person that you have the grudge toward. It hurts you. And if we are truly caring about ourselves today in life, or growing to be more self-aware, we will stop doing certain things. We always want to hold another person responsible for our feelings. We can't do that. I can't do that. I was driving today, and you know how you you, like I always tell you guys, I always want to check myself before I wreck myself. I want to see my weaknesses, my flaws, and those kind of things that I know, some things that I see and some things that I don't see, things that will cause me problems in my life, in my daily, everyday living. I want to see those things and work toward nipping them in the bud. Now, when I get out on the streets and I drive, right? I noticed this today. It was I saw this thing very clear. For some reason, and it's a paranoid thing, guys. I always think that other drivers are against me, like they're doing something to cause me a problem, driving too slow in front of me, those kind of things. That's not normal thinking, guys. That's not normal. Not to me, it isn't. Because that means I'm driving around in a state of paranoia, thinking all drivers are against me. So now I'm missing the day. I'm missing relaxing. More than likely can't focus on where I'm going, those kind of things. So I was aware of that today. I said, you gotta deal with this, honey, because you do this, stop doing this. Why is it like that, Miss April? Why do you get this thing that drivers are out here doing things to mess with you? That's where my devil be. Damn YouTube, mine be in my real life, y'all. Like I said, people can say what they want. Don't come knocking on my door. Do what you want. Look up what information you want. Just don't come messing with me. I don't care what you say. You can try to say the most worst, vile things to hurt my feelings. I'm not you. Who are you? And you're not that significant in my life. You're not significant in my life. I'm not going to get on YouTube and cry about nothing, no one like that. You understand what I'm saying? We don't know each other for real. You feel what I'm saying? I think that we have so many misplaced emotions, and that there's always a motive. You got to check what your motive. What is my motive? I spoke to someone before I did this, right? I spoke to them and I said, I asked them what they thought of me doing this live. And they thought it was a great idea because I wanted to make sure. I said, be honest with me, And like I said, let me read what you said, Mimi. April, I support everyone on this side. However, I don't speak on others' health. No, and I wouldn't either, Mimi. I try not to dive with cursing others out either. That's just not who I am. Right. And at least you know who you are. Like I said, there are people who are going to do this. They're the back and forth. Davion's good at the back and forth. Zaba's good at the back and forth. You understand? I wouldn't want to contend with them. I couldn't contend with them. I don't have that kind of energy, guys. Honestly speaking, Miss April does not have that kind of energy to give no one, God forbid, on YouTube. That's just me. That's just me. Now, Davion got the energy. Like Ross said, she'll come and go, boop, 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 next. Okay. So same thing with the left side. Now, let me say this regarding Glam's Live, because I keep hearing people say, oh, Davion, now she wants to be friends with Glam again. That's ridiculous. You know better. Hush, stop it. Just stop that. That's ridiculous. And so reason why I'm saying something about that is because I viewed the lives the same way. They were very entertaining to me. They were unexpected. I was tickled. You feel what I'm saying? I felt like it was a leave me alone type deal, or is this what you wanted? Just leave me alone. I'm not bothering you. Don't bother me. You understand? Does that mean that it's going to be a kumbaya? I can give credit where credit is due. And what is it? What does that have to do with wanting to partner up with someone? Listen to the logic of how you sound. And I'm gonna tell you guys, I could come out here and say some things. I could, break some things down of situations that happened with me with some other content creators. But I'm just not. I don't, like I said, I don't have the desire or the energy. It's sometimes I'll be like, well, if they mention my name, if they say something, then maybe I will. That type deal. Some people, I don't even know if they're talking about me. Sometimes I forget they even exist. That's the gospel truth. Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. They over there. And I mean that, guys. And I'm not saying that to say that I don't care about people. I'm saying that because that's how significant they are in my life. They don't mean that kind of significant in my life. They just don't. They really, really don't. Miss LaWanda says, let me see. Exactly. They wish they had day 28-year-old life. No kids, degreed up. Take your time, boo, at 28. I had a 9-year-old paying bills. Exactly, Miss LaWanda. That's what I'm saying. It's like Davion knows better, though. She's not going to take what people say when they say those kind of things. We got to remember, people, the back and forth is to see who can go the gutterest, lowest to try to hurt people. You understand, with their words. That's what the back and forth pertains. But like I said, when you learn yourself and you learn some things, you do have to protect your peace at all costs. You do protect your peace. We have to do that, but you make the determination of when that happens. Okay. Now, me personally, like, we see a lot of fake stuff. I do. Let me look up the word fake so we can make sure that that's the proper definition. It's so not genuine, counterfeit. A thing that is not genuine, a forgery or a sham. But guys, when we live in a state of delusion in our life, things that aren't real seem real to us. Do you feel me? I lived that way before. I have lived that way before. Believe me when I tell you. Hold on, guys. Let me check this. All right, guys. Now I dropped the link. I want somebody to come up, and I'm gonna, like I said, I will start off. Did I copy it? Yeah, I copied it. Okay, hold on. Hey, Zayba. Hi, my darling. Thank you for the thumbnail, Zay. Guys, Zay did that thumbnail. Hey, Bama. Hi. Y'all come on. I don't see anybody backstage. It's not showing me anybody. Okay, did y'all just have to block somebody? Hold on, guys. Let me see what this is saying. Okay, there go my Bama. You want your camera on? You can turn it off, babe. Okay, I'm adding you to the stage. Oh. Hey, Sheena B, what it do?
What it do?
What it do?
What it do, girl? Hey, Miss April.
Bama, why? Can I ask you a question?
Yes, you can.
What is the obsession? Why do you think? Because this is what I see. She can be mad and she can say what she wants, but this is what I see. She can't let it go with you. And is it because she's what is your opinion on that?
I'm gonna tell you. Nobody ain't never had a friend like me. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of them ones. I don't go.
You just went out, Bama.
I heard it in my ear. I don't kiss. I don't kiss and tell. That ain't got nothing to do with no nasty, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. It's about, like, if I'm your friend and you been there for me, I'm gonna be there for you. Like, people take monetary value for a face card, but at the end of the day, how she became my friend, she was really out here, on the phone trying to help me do this, that. I don't went out again. She really was trying to help me. You know what I'm saying? And doing what a friend should be doing. But then as time went on, and whatever, forever, whatever whatever turn, I don't know what turn for the worst or the best, but I feel like it was the best for me. I feel like it was the best for me, because at the end of the day, I ain't did her nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I see you, classy lady. Yeah, I just wanted to, I don't want to make the content about that, but because I seems like to me that you have moved past it, and she hasn't. Like when she dropped in Davion's chat, when Davion mentioned her name, she went straight to you. And I'm like, and that's her right. She can do what she wants. Is it for her content or in whatever it's for? It's just very apparent to me. That's my opinion, and I will stick to that. But it's her. What if she likes it? I love it. I'm just like, well, what was there? Because sometimes I'm like, how does it get like that when this is just YouTube? But what we're going to do today, I want you to, after I'm going to read Teresa Dallas's comment, but we're focusing on how you started out with Roz and met her, try to keep it short, and why you support, how they've made you feel, those kinds of things. Just share and I didn't want anybody to like,
and that's what I can't. That's not to cut you off, and that's because actually, I got Sonic, so I really don't really have all that type of time.
Okay, boo.
I really want to say, I learned or heard. Well, no, I heard about Roz from Bumpy, but I never did go to her channel. I never did do nothing. I just met other people that was supporting her, and I spun out, and that's who I am. But I came across Day Day, and no matter what they were saying about Day Day, I was like, no, Day Day got something to say, and she ain't what they saying. And me and Day Day had clicked. So now that me and Day Day has clicked, I have.
You went out again, boo. Bama, babe. One thing that Bama did say on Davion's live last night, and I heard it, she said that Davion showed her genuine love. I remember you saying that, Bama. You said it last night. Okay, let me read this while Bama's not on. April, this is from Teresa. A lot of this stuff is because people have been, there has been a private conversation. If they were really friends with anyone, if you wronged me, I'm not going to be right. If they wronged you, that's what I'm saying. You see so much of it. Davion brought that stuff on today because she didn't like the lies. People, that's the one thing that people like. I can say this. If anybody says that I talked about anybody on the back end, as far as people from the left side, you show me the text or you understand what I'm saying? Because Miss April, I'm not doing that. I have not done that. And if anybody comes out here and they say that, I'm talking from the left side now, or people that used to be with the Rod Squad that is no longer. You show me where that was done, because it's not true, because if you say it with your mouth, people that just doesn't make sense. I mean, you could say anything with your mouth. But anyway, classy lady.
Hey,
Hi,
hey,
my
everybody.
beautiful. I was hoping you came today. I want you to talk about how long you've been a Raw supporter, when you started. I mean, and why you still continue to support, and the things that you've seen or that have helped you as a result of supporting Raws. Okay, so you go ahead,
Okay.
and I'm gonna add
Okay.
Bama while you're talking.
Okay. I met Ross. Well, I started listening to Ross in 22. My mom passed February of that year, and I've been retired for about 15 years now, medically retired. And when I was looking, I was just I had heard about YouTube and everything, and I had joined YouTube, and I had watched Trees for had been watching Trees for a while. She was okay person back way back in the day. Um and then, I just said I just kept scrolling, and I came across Roz's channel, and that
Mhm.
probably was about in May of that year. And I just started listening in with her, and I just got, kind of tied into it because I liked her commentary. And then she was just interesting to me. I
Yes.
vibed with her, and it just was a vibe. We just vibed together, and me listening to her, and at the chat and everything. And then when she um got a membership, I didn't get a membership right off because, like I said, I was still trying to figure things out and see what, I seen people with memberships and all of that, and I didn't know how to do all that. And then one day I just did a leap of faith, and I signed on with her.
Hmm.
She was my first membership. I even though I had listened to Treese, I didn't buy a membership with her.
Right.
And I got in with her before she even started just really kind of focusing on trees and stuff like that. So I had been rocking with her as a membership this year, 32 months, but got drawn to her after my mom had passed. And uh sometimes I was looking for something to, kind of kill time.
Hmm.
And then as time went on, I figured, pretty much she was on my level, when she started telling her life and stuff. And I'm like, okay, this chick, okay. I was feeling what she was saying. And
Right.
people, get jealous because she said her life is amazing. Well, everybody should think that their life is amazing. I don't care what it is.
I
If you
agree.
don't think enough about yourself, and if you don't pour into yourself and love yourself enough to say that, I'm not there are beautiful women and pretty women, but I bet you're not going to tell me that I'm not pretty or I'm not beautiful,
That's
or
right.
I'm not gorgeous. Mary J, what's her name? Mary J. Blige wrote that song, Good Morning Gorgeous. Now,
Right.
whether you gorgeous or not, that's something you have within yourself. Can't nobody give that to you, and can't nobody take it away. You have to have a love of yourself and self-esteem. I am not trying to break anybody down, but sometimes us women, we are weak. And that's how some women fall into running behind men that aren't no good for them,
Right.
or that mean us no good. Because I didn't have some that really kind of, if I'd have kept dealing with them, they would have brought me down. And when you sit back and you look at yourself and you say, hey, self, I'm worth more than that. Why am I putting more into him than he's putting into me? Or you got a certain amount of money saved in your savings account, but every time you look around, they need something broke down, their car broke down, or this, that, and another, and you give it to them because you love them and you point into them, and they're not really pointing into you. So that's when you need to stop and say, hey, brother, you ain't no good for me. The saying is, I can do bad by myself. I don't never say that. I always say I can do good by myself. And that's my positivity. I can do good by myself. And so when Ross say that she's amazing, I say, you're right, sister, because I'm amazing too. I'm wonderful. I'm gorgeous. I have it going on, and I
Right.
know I do,
Right.
and when she pump her chest, honey, I'll be pumping mine too. I'd be
You
saying,
hear me?
you God darn right, we amazing. We some amazing women. I don't care what nobody say.
Right.
I done been through. When people say storms, no, I ain't been through no storms, baby. I've been through tsunamis. That's the worst kind of storm there is. I done
Right.
been through tsunamis. I done been through hell. But at the end of this hell, and I know at the end of this, my struggle and what I've been through, God gonna turn it. God has been turning around and blessing me,
Right.
blessing me, blessing me,
Amen.
blessing me, blessing me. You have to have self-esteem, and that's
Yeah,
what Ross have. Ross have self-esteem. She
yeah,
is she's a motivator.
Yes.
She's a praying woman. Um, she know her worth. She know
Yes.
her worth. And regardless of how these people try to tear her down, it's like that, like a punching bag, or them blow up punching bags.
Yeah.
You
They
punch
punch
it
and come
and
back.
it come
Yes.
back. And some of them you punch them and they come back and knock the hell out of you
Yes.
because it's that
right.
strong force coming back at you. And that's what they can't stand. And it's nothing that she is doing wrong. She's doing what she feels is good for her and her life. You
Right.
I can't pattern myself behind Ross. I can, if Ross is doing something that I like and I see and that I want, okay, she's a good motivation. Okay, I see you, girl. I can get
Yeah.
that. I can accomplish that goal. I can do that. I can,
Right.
that's all it takes. If I've learned by older women, like I used to work with a lady and I thought she had it going on, which she really did. And I saw, what she was doing, and I saw the way she moved, and I liked the way she moved. So hey, I know I can do that too. So I don't let nobody belittle me, or they can say what they want about me. It doesn't matter. It's
Right.
what you feel about yourself.
Exactly.
And I want to tell Ross, baby, when them times you ain't had that oxygen in your nose, it's I can't tell you what to do, baby, but it's time to take it out. It's time to cut it loose, just like you cut all four of your kids umbilical cords from you, and it was time for them to walk and grow in their own shoes and do their own thing. That's the same thing, my sister, you're gonna have to do with that oxygen, because I did it. I was released from the hospital with oxygen and stuff, and I said one day, I said, you know what, I'm not supposed to be walking around with this all the time. I'm not supposed to be doing this. And I said, and when I took it off, I said, in the name of Jesus, God, you know me, you order my footsteps. Please remove this from me. And that's all we have to do.
Amen.
But I just I like I said, I gravitated to her. I gravitated to Davion, Marjanae. I love Joel, and I wish I've seen pictures and videos of Myron with his kids on a dirt bike. I wish that I could have, got to know him a little bit better like the rest of the kids, but God needed him more. So, she's been through something, but she's still standing.
Standing. Yes.
And that's what I like about her. She's a stand-up woman.
Amen.
And she shares a lot on here, which I wish sometimes she wouldn't, because that just get them. That's why they mad. That's why, they furious about the things that she do and the things that she say, and she can flex on them. And I wish sometime I could turn on the camera and flex with her. I say they would be really butthole mad, because there's a lot of people in her on the Raw Squad. I say Raw Squad. Now, whether you're a member, whether you in the sister circle, but women and men that follows her have it going on, and I know they and that's why a lot of them are still with her, because she's on a level that we can be on. Now, some we may be higher than her or whatever, we may be lower than her, but it doesn't matter. We are secure with ourselves wherever we are.
Right. And lady, baby, I don't want to cut you off, but we got other people.
I see you got other people, but that's how I got to Roz, and that's gravitating to her and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead.
Yeah, you can share some more. You can stay up here, baby, because you might have some more. But I just want to give everybody else a chance. Also, let me start it real quick. I'm going to say how I started with Roz, and I'm going to do it. It's only going to be like 3 minutes. I started with Roz when she first had that music. I was even looking for one of her lives that opened up with that Egyptian music. Like you said, I have been following Treese, and I started seeing some things that just, not from what people were saying, but what I was witnessing myself with Treese that were red flags. Well, lo and behold, Roz started a channel about a month later. She come in the algorithm, and the music was what caught me. And then I listened to her live, and I said, oh my God, she was talking about Treese, and everything that she was saying was what I saw, but never said it. I was looking around like, is anybody else seeing this, or is it just me? So when Roz started doing that, I admired that. I said, she done came out here, and it was like such a relief to me. So now I'm stuck. I'm following her. So every time she would come live, she would hit the nail on the head, not making up lies about her, just saying what she saw, because it would be the same thing I saw. Then people started getting on board with Roz quickly because they saw the same thing. Now, as the years have went on, and I'm a loyal person. I can be loyal. I love loyalty. Loyalty is it's a flex to me. It takes a lot to be loyal, because things will come down the pike that will, as we can see, that will show you that loyalty was never there. Loyalty, some people don't even know the definition of the word, those kind of things. We have to learn how to be those things. But when I say that, I don't agree with everything Roz says. I just don't. And that wouldn't be normal if I did. I don't agree with a lot of things my family members do, just like, and vice versa. But when I say that I've seen Roz's heart, her spirit, because I have a personal, up close and personal relationship with God. Nobody on YouTube or on this earth will ever tell me that I don't, honey, because I'm still here. So when I see that in her, and I see the heart of God, when that day I won that giveaway, and it was at a time when I really, really needed it, and I felt like she listened to God and gave it to me, because she had a lot of followers at that time. Like I said, her followers were a lot. So that drew me closer. Then as I watched when all that stuff with her and Davion and Marjane, and all that stuff, and people were like, and they still talking about it to this day. Then I seen that, and I'm like, oh my God, she's like me. I have the same things that be going, and they dealt with it. I believe that it was meant for people to see, so that people could see that you can get through anything in life. People say it didn't need to come to YouTube. We don't know what God does. We don't know how God works. I know it helped a lot of people in their relationship with their family, because one thing for certain, two things for sure, they love one another with an unconditional love. What the heck do we think that we're not going to go through things in life and say some of the awfulest things to the most people that are up close to us, say the most hurtful things, but it's getting through it. And they got through that. I also watch her walk through her health issues like a soldier. You think this shit been easy for her? Hell no. And then she got all this opposition against her, but she still stands strong. Doesn't mean that in the wee hours of the night that she ain't got to call on God and cry to him, because I'm sure many a night she has. She got a daughter who we drive our children crazy. My mother used to get on my nerves, but I loved my mother and would do anything for her. I watched him. Roz was the one that told me about the going to get that savings account thing, and I went and got that thing. So what I'm saying is, she has enhanced my life. They have enhanced my life to where I have elevated as a result of it. And people could say what they want. I don't care what comes out of Roz's mouth. As far as the back and forth, we all have to give an account, just like I got to give an account for what I say. So does she. But God looks on the heart of a man and a woman. God knows her heart. I see Roz's heart. Nobody will ever. I hear people call her evil. I hear people. Roz don't do nothing. Everything that the people say that she does, they do the same thing. And guess what? Classy lady, they do far worse. Okay, Roz is not out here trying to do. I've seen people come and literally try to destroy her life, but she's still standing. So those are the things that I see that, like I said, in this journey of YouTube. When my daughter passed, the first thing that popped in my head, I promise you, because I felt like I was going to die. Everything in my body just left me. It was like my soul flew up out my body, and I immediately, if she can do this, she done got through. She's getting through the passing of her son. Then so can you, April. I heard that in my spirit, and I heard it with I can't even think of her name. The other lady that her son was unalive too. Her and Roz were the two people that came to me. So like I said, I'm a supporter. I will stay a supporter. It works for Miss April. I have peace over there. I feel a good spirit from Roz. I don't care. Like I said, God looks on her heart, and I just know her heart is genuine. And I have learned a lot in my being at the age of 64. So like I said, people can say what they want. Do I agree with everything Roz says? No, I don't. And I don't have to. And she doesn't have to agree with everything I say. That's the law of life, period, with everyone. And that's all I wanted to say. Gigi mom, Gigi, I know you got a time limit because of the storm. So do you want to go?
Yes, please. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi, everyone. I'm not feeling the best today, but I wanted to come on and just share some of my thoughts. So I've been with Roz since, actually, it was through Coco. And he
Yes.
kept talking about this lady and, her rebuttal with LA. So I just said to myself, wow, she's thinking some of the same thoughts that I've been thinking. I just admired the fact that she took that chance to come out and speak. And then at that, it was positive. She said, let me see how I can offer this lady a different path,
Yes.
another route to go so that she can be a better mom. So that's what attracted me to Roz from the beginning. And then I admired Roz for her ability to be able to stand up against not only LA, and it was her supporters and everyone that thought, how dare she? Who are you to try to tell her anything? But then it was through the chat. I was looking on the responses, the people writing in and stuff. I was like, we're all like-minded women, for the most part. And that is what drew me and kept me with Roz, going all the way back. And then I also wanted to bring out too what really this was the first time that I've heard about doxing and how they dox Roz and all that stuff. And then she just stood there and just like, I can handle this. So I admired that about her.
Mhm.
And then I saw her ability to identify with just regular folks, come into my home, share how she made pillows, how she made the decorated vases. It was just interesting. It wasn't just, the negative stuff that people, but it was a lot of good things. Started talking about recipes, foods, medication. I remember Ron was like, I gotta go. And we were like, oh, well, we should just started chatting. Then we came up with Girl Talk Friday. And that drew me in even more. Couldn't wait for Fridays, to, discuss different things with people. I was able to build some friendships, just you connected with a lot of folks. So that's been good throughout the almost 4 years that I've been with Ron. And I want to share also too when we said, okay, now about the Sister Circle. I was in Sister Circle 1. When I got my invite to Sister Circle 2, I shared that in the chat. I felt like I won the lottery. I screamed out loud. My family was looking at me like, are you okay? They didn't understand what it was that drew me to this every Friday. Then now you're in a Sister Circle, and I'm sharing all these good things. So people forget about all the positive things that drew us to Roz and has kept us there. So I just wanted to highlight that. And then also, like in this last year or so, especially as I've been on my medical journey, watching Roz be transparent, sharing, everyone in the chat is offering different medications, doctors. I love all that
Right.
because we're exchanging and sharing information. So it's not, I think people need to be reminded about what Roz means to us as a whole. So I just wanted to take the opportunity and time to share that. And Miss April, I want to thank you for even bringing this panel together. I think it's needed. Some
Yeah.
folks need to be reminded of how this all started.
Right.
So that is
It's
what I just want to add.
and it's not that people put Roz on a pedestal. No, it's not people put Roz on a pedestal.
Yeah,
Let
we
me
didn't put her
restore
on a
what I
pedestal. We're just
they
highlighting things that brought us together and is keeping us there. And she is the backbone behind that.
and
Right.
when
So
people
can I
say
say
she thinks
something?
she's better than and
Can
all
I
of that,
say
they're
something?
putting her on a pedestal. Do they realize when they say those things? Roz is a human. We all are human. We all fall
Absolutely.
short. There is
Right.
none of us on here that is better than anybody else for real. When it's all said
Mhm.
and done, you understand the fight to say that they are. It's just, like I
So
said,
so
I get a good
can
vibe
I
from her, and I'm sticking and I'm staying. I don't care what nobody says. Talk about Miss April if you want
right,
to.
right, right, right. So
All
Miss
right, right.
April.
Before I go down, sorry, Bam, for cutting you off. Before I go down, I just want to say, the power's out here in New York City, which is unusual. So I don't have internet access, so it's hard for me to type in the phone. So if you're saying hello to everyone, and I'm not able to join in the back and forth.
Oh,
Okay, sorry
good.
about that. If it
No,
comes back on before it's over, I'll join in. But I'm on this little phone, and I can't see that well, so I can't really type in here. So
well,
please
thank
forgive me.
you.
We
Thank you for
appreciate you.
coming.
All right, thank you. Have a blessed day. I love you
You
guys.
too. We
Much
love you
love, much
too. Go
love.
ahead, Bama. I
So
get so
so
passionate. I can't think
I
straight.
know
I
it,
get
I know it,
crazy.
I know it. And then that's what I was before I got cut off. That's what I was actually going to say. Like I seen what Day Day had to bring while everybody was bringing Day Day down. I still didn't never go and listen here, there, everywhere. I heard about Ross. I never like it's people that will come used to come on my panel and they know when they start talking about Ross, I shut down. I ain't got nothing to say. I you know, and now that I listen to her, now that I hear her saying what I was brought over to YouTube for, you shouldn't have never brought these people over here, girl. You is doing the bad versus things. Not to bring nobody down. I'm not a basher. I don't bash any woman. Absolutely. But when I hear Ross talking, it's kind of funny because I'm like, man, I done prayed for deliverance, and she over here, she ragtagging them. I used to be like that. I want to get that back. I want to get that ragtag. I want to get it back, because at the end of the day, people be messing with you for no apparent reason. All them left siders, all they could have done was stuck to the assignment that they had. But no, they won't. Oh, Ron saying, I got an amazing life. She proven it to everybody.
Because it's her life.
It don't have to be fantastic. None of that. She says she has an amazing life, and who else gonna better tell her than her?
And that's how I feel about my life, so I can relate to that. I have an amazing life. God gave me this life. And for people to be hateful of that, it has gotten so far beyond people using Ross as a money grab. You understand what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, that was, they do that. She is all their content. You very rarely hear, they don't come out and talk about anything else. But when it goes to the place, that dark place of trying to tear her down by saying things about her unalived son and those kind of things, Roz's focus was trees when she first came out here. Next thing you know, here come all these entities that started attacking her. Roz, and guess what? The majority of the people that, matter of fact, can we say all of them, all the people that were here, Roz helped
all of them
start their platform by supporting, because Roz had a large following. I don't get that. I don't have that twisted. Now, it's my responsibility from this point on. You understand? She has got the ball rolling on a lot of people who now talk about her so bad. But do
you know what? Do you know what I have learned? Just sitting back, just on the outside looking in, Miss April, I've learned. Ron said, y'all sit back. Y'all don't have to take up for me. She doing the same thing what Treese had told these people not to do. Why they making pages to go after Roz and do this and do that. And, Roz is sitting back like, when I tell you what I mean, what I say, I mean it. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with what Roz is saying, because she's really proven it. She ain't out here doing no willy-nilly dumb stuff. She living her life. She telling her life. And that's it. That's all.
It's her life.
And it's amazing. When you look at it, it's amazing. If she says like I amazing, said, that's what it is.
It's amazing because it's her life, and she says it's amazing. Right. And she's absolutely allowed to feel that way. That is her. It is her life. That's right. Where the whole point is being missed. I feel the same way about my life. I don't care what other people think about my life. You understand what I'm saying? And for people to harp on this thing about when the family were going back and forth, all they got to do is think about the issues that they've had in their family. And I'm sure some of them have had far worse situations. There are families out here that have slept with brothers, girlfriends, sisters done slept. You understand all that kind of stuff. But we want to get on here and we want to act like we're so holier than thou. You understand? Come on. Roz is showing to me normalcy in life. When they were going back and forth because of me and my experience with my family, I just started immediately praying. Prayer changes things. Sometimes there is nothing else you can do but pray. Thank God
Miss
I know
April,
this in life. You
Miss April,
understand? I knew
Miss-
not to get in the middle of it or think looking at this one shouldn't
right,
say that one, that one.
right.
Like we said, oh, the kids shouldn't say this to their
Yep,
parents.
yep,
Of
yep.
course, the parents shouldn't say things to the kids either. I mean, it works both
Right.
ways. You
But on my
understand?
last page, Miss April, not to cut you off, because I'm finna get ready to go. Because you know what I'm saying? I'm at sad. But listen, not to cut you off, but on my last page, I did a whole video. I think it was like 5 minutes saying y'all it was like what last May, because I remember my son was at the other hospital and stuff, and I was like, y'all sitting around here talking about this lady and her kids like y'all ain't never went through nothing.
Exactly.
It's so obvious that it's put on social media. Everybody want to say don't do this, don't do that. But guess what? At the end of the day, when you come down to it, absolutely everything anybody said remains the same. Ross took care of her kids.
Mm-hmm.
She protected and have provided for all of her kids. And they all successful. They all
Exactly.
doing their thing. I don't care what you say, how you say it, when you say it. She ain't got to go walking around with no motherfucking depend on or nothing. She don't have to go viral. Her mouth, her way of talking, go, and the other people hate the hate that they have, the malice that they have for
But
her. And she ain't did nothing but sat there and said, I got an amazing life.
But here's the bottom line with all of that. When it's all said and done, Roz is not responsible for nothing that no one feels toward her. That's something that they will forever have to deal with within themselves. Because let me bring it back, guys. We are all individuals. We all have our own lives to live. We all have our own things to answer to. So whatever people have done to really try to destroy her, we have to give an account for those things. But what I want people, one of the reasons why I just popped in my head to do and my heart is to let people know that just like there are people that feel that way about her, there are people that genuinely love her and her family, genuinely now have formed over the 3 years she's been on here, know when to pray, know when to hit their knees for her. Listen to what Mary Bell said. I remodeled my house because I love the way she decorate her house. I've learned a lot. I saw this a long time ago, Roz. God uses you to I saw this. God uses you and is using you as a testimony to people, to help people. God uses any avenue that he wants. Do you not think that the enemy won't be angry at that? Why are we surprised, April? Why do you get surprised when God has something planned? And I don't care what people can say what they want. April's crazy. She just did that, whatever. I don't care, y'all. That it's what I see. I saw it a long time ago because, like I said, there are many things that I've seen her get through that I said, if she can do it, so can I. So can I. You understand what I'm saying? And we all have had issues in our life. The left side, the right side, the upside, the backside. Anybody that says that they don't and don't have mess going or stuff in their life, they're lying. You understand? But bottom line is, like I said, it's so much energy to hate someone or just feel that way toward someone. I don't feel that way toward anybody on the left side, guys. That's the gospel truth. I don't.
and,
And
and
I won't.
and
I
I
won't
don't
allow.
either.
Why would
I have
I?
malice in my heart, Miss
You
April.
know what that would do to me? And
I
if it did come, I would have to go in my prayer closet and say, God, fix my heart, fix me. You understand? But this is a day that, like I said, for the ones that genuinely rock with Roz, continue to pray for her and her family. They have a lot, um, as we see, like I said, one thing, there's a big difference between back and forth and literally trying to destroy someone's life. You know, the thing with the social security numbers and all that, those things are going to start, you know, the harassment in those areas, those things are going to start having consequences to them. You understand? A lot of it has been going on for a long time, and there's going to come a time when it'll be said enough is enough. You understand? And some people will have to give an account for those things. That's the truth now. That's the truth. There goes Zaba.
Hey, Auntie April.
Hey.
Hey, everybody up. Hey, Auntie
Hey,
Gwen
Zay.
and Classy Lady and everybody in the chat. I'm so glad that you were able to successfully make this panel so that we can all come up here and kind of express our gratitude because,
Yes.
again, I came to know many of you. I don't even know how long it's been now, but it's been at least half of the time I've been on YouTube, period. So, one thing I want to say is that not only has Auntie Roz inspired me, I said several times before, because I'm a person I'm big on principles. And I feel like if somebody helped build you up and you know where you started from and they helped you to get to where you are, literally putting money in your pocket, right?
That's right.
You should be thankful and you should be able to give back the ways that you can in little ways that other people may not think of it or think of it as something like when I'm able to make a thumbnail or when I'm able to
Thank
being
you.
alive and moderate or anything like that. I don't ask for anything. So anybody who was saying that they want to give me something for being a moderator, I'm going to continue saying no thank you because you guys have done so many other things with your words and your presence. This journey that I've been on going from country to country, now I did it on my own. And previously, before I became a content creator, you guys didn't know this, but I actually started my journey in Dominican Republic when I first left the United States, and then I went to Colombia and then Brazil, and that all was like my first year of traveling. And the way that I got by back then was with alcohol. I went
Mhm.
out to the club every single night. I would go, I'm talking Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, every single night. I was going out to the club and I was drinking every single time. And now that was fun. I was living my life and everything. But that was my way of coping with being away from my family, being away from my daily routine and being away from my culture, food, everything, you name it. So now that I've been over here even further away from the country, there have been times where I found myself feeling alone, no one to talk to. And there have been
Mhm.
times where I'm able to just simply come on here and just talk to y'all and vent. And even sometimes when I'm not feeling like that and I'm just cruising through the markets and stuff, I see the comments where y'all are saying, oh, be careful, or oh, Zay, I didn't like the way that that person was talking to you, or be careful with that person, or I saw somebody looking at you in the background a little bit funny, watch your surroundings and stuff like that. Those are the reasons why I have so much respect and love for the people over here. And those are the reasons why you think I didn't have an opportunity? I could have came out and gave commentary and be like, ooh, did y'all see Majanae was talking about Roz and Day Day? She cried and did all this. I could have done just like everybody
Right.
else. But not all money is good money. And
That's
I
right.
stand on what the person who I am and the reason that I was attracted to this side in the first place, because I could have been somewhere else, but
That's so
Roz,
honest and
Roz,
real.
Roz reminds me a lot of my mom. So, and the things that she says, it's like, okay, I can rock with that. And then her amazing, beautiful life, it sounds real familiar because it sounds like mine. It sounds like my family life. That's why I was able to be cool with being over here because I'm like, I see a lot of people that remind me of my own life. Now I couldn't sit over with people where I'm like, well, I don't, okay, and there's nothing wrong with stuff like Section 8 and stuff like that, but that's not familiar in my life. Education is something that is big, and God rest my grandmother's soul. She always was telling me, education, education, education. Even though I didn't use my degree, I earned one. And that's something that's common over here. I remember when I started talking about traveling, so many people in the chat were saying, "Oh, I've been there before, Zay," or "My husband and I, we went there." And I'm like, I'm glad I'm over on this side, because like-minded individuals and things that we have going on, that's a lot alike. So I'm always proud to be over here, and they call it ass kissing, but it's me being showing love and
Yes,
receiving it. And sometimes people are so hurt and scarred down by the things that they have been through that they don't know how to receive love, much less reciprocate it.
that's
So
right.
that's something that I'm big on. I've been loved all my life. People make fun of it, but my father, he knew that he had a queer son, and he loved his son, still
Yes,
loved his son to this day. My mom and I, we had a little bit more of a journey, but my mom is now, she accepts it too much. I want her to kind of calm down. She tries to, but yeah, like, I come from a loving family. You guys know my brothers. Both of my brothers are my moderators on my channel. They come through. The
yes,
person that is behind all the music that you guys hear, my brother, he does that for me. So I come from a lot of love, and that's why I'm able to be strong and be the person that I am. And you guys have been an addition to that, and I thank y'all for that. So, and I tell you guys a lot, and I feel like that's probably why they say that I'm kissing butt, because I say it a lot. But I say it a lot because I feel like I feel the love is that strong
you
that I
feel
have
it.
to say it. I have to say it, and I have to notice it and acknowledge it. And I don't care who don't like it. It's not meant for you to understand.
That's right, Zay. That's exactly right. I agree with that. And I'm glad that you're saying that you feel the love, because there is a love, and I feel it. And that's so beautiful what you just said. I could relate to that. And that's what one of the things that have drawn you here. A lot of people feel that love. It's not just you. It's not just you.
Mhm. And
Love covers a multitude of sin.
right, Day-Day's in the chat. Okay,
Can I
Day-Day, let
say
me
this
tell you.
right quick?
Oh,
Yeah, I thought I dropped the
Zay,
link today.
yeah, Zay, I just want to say this to you. I admire you. I really do. You're much younger than me, but you doing what I've always liked to do, and that's travel. Now, I've been a few places out of the states, but right now my health is kind of got me bound a little bit. But baby, I'm looking to get more stamps on my passport. So I
I know that's
encourage you to
right.
keep doing what you're doing. I admire you to be
Yes.
able to travel alone and abroad. And I, you were saying about just traveling with your suitcases and stuff. Baby, do it. If you're gonna get one home, don't get no home. Just travel. And after you get your surgeries, just continue to travel, do your vlogs and everything. And when you get ready to settle down, you will settle down. But get it all out of your system. I hope you find love and all of that in the right place. And God blesses your heart, because you are a blessing to a lot of people. And you just don't know. I enjoy your vlogs. I enjoy you being out of the country. I am so ecstatic and so proud of you to be able to do that on your own. I really am. And I am praying. I want to do a cruise for my birthday, and I probably would do it by myself. That's what I'm aiming to do next year. Because I'm an Avery, so I'm trying to get a cruise around the 13th, and I'm putting that in my in the atmosphere. So
Yeah.
continue to
You
do
can
what
do
you're
it.
doing, and
It's
you read.
amazing.
I don't know if you've seen it. I said, boy, you about to make me buy some bibs and a diaper, because you got us spitting and got to go to the restroom and all this. But some of us too old for all this laughter and stuff. We got to squirt a little pee and stuff. Stop that.
Right.
Stop it. Stop it.
When he said today dollop, I almost fell out. I said, not a
Yeah.
dollop.
Oh my
I
That's
just
what
God.
I
heard him
saw, though.
before.
That's what I
That
It,
saw.
was so cute.
baby, when I tell you
Dollop.
it's for him, Davion, Ross, when they get on somebody, Lord, they know how to ride them. I be like, Lord, if y'all don't just, I wouldn't even put these people name in my mouth if I knew they would drag me like this. I just wouldn't dare.
They
I
need to
wouldn't
be on the
dare.
stage.
And the thing is, they know that we coming to tear them up. They be knowing. Nobody's that ignorant.
I don't think they got good sense. I really don't, because like I said, I wouldn't want nobody to drag me. And Zay, the other day when you for an hour, I was like, oh Lord, I would please y'all shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Don't say nothing to this man no more. Please leave him alone. Y'all just don't understand. And but anyway, after this. I ain't gonna say anything else. But Roz, I love you, and
Yes.
I love your family. You keep doing what you're doing, sis. I am praying for you, because I know a change is gonna come,
Amen.
and God is taking you through a test so that you'll be
Amen.
able to tell your testimony later on, the same as me.
Right.
And one day I'm gonna share
Glory.
some of the stuff that I've been lately that I've been through. Y'all will probably pass out. I have all y'all in tears. I really would.
Oh,
But
that
I love y'all. Thank you, April, for
you
the,
welcome.
the
Big.
panel. I came in late, and thank you. And Ross, everything gonna be okay. Squad, I love you. Let's keep on supporting Ross and her family. And I'll
Amen.
talk to everybody later. I'm gonna drop down.
Love you too,
We love
baby.
you
All
too.
right.
Who was that,
Thank
classy
you,
lady?
Cassie, baby.
Yeah.
Amen, classy
Hey,
Hey,
lady.
Day Day, my
Oh, hey, Day
cyber
Day.
niece.
hey
Hi,
y'all.
Day.
Hey,
I was just about
Dave.
to say something today. Day. It's gonna be short. I'm not gonna be in the way too long, y'all. But Day, I want to tell you that since I met you, you've been nothing but kind to me, and I
Oh,
understand
thank
you
you.
for the reason why you have your guard up, and that's the reason why I take a little extra step to make sure that I have her back, because that's
Yes.
what she deserves to have. I understand, especially now that I've been on these YouTube streets. I know what it's like when you help people and you be there for people, and they turn around and they drag you for
Yeah.
nothing. So
For
I
nothing.
understand. I was like,
Right.
I will not be that person. I cannot do that. And people
No,
say that
right.
that's kissing butt and everything, but she knows that I genuinely like her. We have a lot of stuff in
Mhm.
common, and we be having great
Yeah, I
conversations and
love
stuff.
y'all
So,
relationship. She
and I
tells us.
wouldn't do her dirty like the people have done her before. I wouldn't do that. It almost made me think about what's love got to do with it when Tina Turner was like, I wouldn't do that, Ike. I wouldn't do that, Ike. I wouldn't do I would never do that. I would never do that. But yeah, I wouldn't do you
That's
like that. And
hilarious.
I wouldn't do none of y'all like that. I love all of y'all. I really do.
Amen.
Right.
But I'm gonna go ahead and drop down. Love y'all.
Everybody
Oh, love
dropping
you.
down. Why? I just
No,
got
stay,
here.
Okay.
Zay.
I was over there
Okay.
raising,
Okay.
HE double hockey sticks, honey. So I have to come and be peaceful. Where's
Yeah,
peace?
come get you a little bit of peace, my darling.
Oh, I got peace, honey. I was in there like the boogeyman.
Yeah, you be cutting up,
Yeah,
child.
yeah.
When you let me know that she was at work, I was like, oh
Of
my
course she
God,
be
that just
She
working.
was
added
at
so
work, Zay, folding big ass clothes and all of that goddamn shit.
I had no idea. That made it even worse. I was like, huh, you at work?
Yeah. So,
Hey.
okay, y'all. So everybody is up here
Amen.
expressing why they love my mom and why they decided to be a part of the Raw Squad. And I just feel personally, y'all know it's a little bit just deeper than YouTube because of course she's my mother. She's always been there for me every step of the way, no matter what. We might have our issues and we might not agree because we're both adults, we're both humans, and we might not like everything that each other do or vice versa, right? But my mom is a strong woman. She know how to get to the bag. She know how to get to her money. Okay. And I felt like when she started her YouTube channel 4 years ago, we didn't expect for it to be this big, you guys. And we gotta give the credit really to Majanae because Majanae was the one who was telling her, Mom, go out there and give your opinions. You sitting here and we're talking about this lady that you watch. You get on YouTube, you create you a channel, and this is what you do. And that's what we did, literally. Helped her create a YouTube channel. And we wouldn't have known that 4 years later it would have blossomed into something so beautiful where all these group of people who can love one another, show companionship to one another, and really just help each other out, whether it be financially, physically, mentally, or emotionally. I think what my mom built, a lot of people in these YouTube streets try to emulate And it never necessarily works like that because, you know, the original is always better than the copy. Okay? Clark it. The original is always better than the copy. So I'm just forever grateful she gave me a platform for me to be able to get on here and make extra money. If it wasn't for her, my YouTube wouldn't be as popping as it is. Before I even dropped off into the sector and it got deep, y'all know I was the one reading the comments. And it kind of like progressed over time. I was doing vlogs, reading comments, and then I decided to jump off the porch and get jiggy with these folks with my mama. So that's just what it is. Y'all know I love her.
We know you love her.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just saying that. Thank you, Dana. Yeah, I just wanted you to come and definitely give your, and I love how you said, if it wasn't for your mama, Davion, that's what a lot of us could say. I mean, when it's all said and done, the majority of us can say, and that's why, you know, some people handle things differently. Some people like me, I'm grateful. I am so great. I don't have it twisted today. You understand what I'm saying? I see if it wasn't for the support, you know, that I have. And like I said, I'm just glad to be a part of. I'm like Zay. You could say I kissed butt. If that's what it is for you, yeah, the Miss April's booty hole
Right.
lips, whatever, you know.
Right. That's
You
true.
know, that's
I learned how to do that real good
we
on
know who
jobs,
we
y'all.
are because we know
Miss
who we are. A
April?
lot of people
Yes,
who
baby.
struggle with that.
What, Gwen? Gigi?
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want to say, hey, Zay, hey, Day. I want to take this opportunity to thank Day Day for just being so kind to others. You know, she's the youngest. You know, she's our baby. And in that chat, when I don't remember who was it that won one of the giveaways, and they said they didn't want it, and you know, I took a chance and just said, okay, I could use it, you know, for my getting my meds. And out of the blue, here goes Dave with no, drop your cash out. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
no. It's like drop your cash out. You know,
Yeah.
it just touched me because here's this young lady, you know, that just says, you know what, I want to help too. And it's just not about the financial, but it's just how she didn't even give it a second thought. It was like, no, I can help. And I appreciate that so much. I did type it to you, I wrote it to you, but I want to let folks know that this is how you are. You know, they may see one side of you, but you have a good heart. And I always tell you about you're an awesome educator. I mean, yeah, and we're educated as well, and that you speak well. I love that communicator. So I just wanted to take this opportunity just to let you know that, you know, it's because of your mom that poured into you guys, you, Majane, Juju, and Myron. And this is the result of that, you know. So we're proud of you and just continue blessings to you. And also, I didn't see that Roz was in the chat. You know, continue healing prayers, you know, extended to her and everyone else that is in need of, and myself included, as I go on this medical journey that I'm traveling on. So I just wanted to take the opportunity to say that. And again, thank you, Miss April, for putting this panel together. It was needed because some folks forget, you know, how this family has inspired us. So I just wanted to say that, and I'm going to
Yes.
drop down, and that's it. Thank you.
Okay, you're
Thank you
welcome,
for
and thank
sharing
you
that,
too.
Auntie.
Yes, and you're so very welcome. Y'all, like I said, if I got it and anybody's in need, I don't mind sharing because why not? Like, come on now.
And Davion, I just want to say, you know, they talk about us. You got a bunch of senior people flocked around you. The word of God says there is safety in a multitude of counselors, honey. That's in the word. I can't tell you where it is. There are people, people gravitate towards you. You even said that when you went to that church that day. You know, God does deal with you. But what I love is everybody's time is their own individual time in things. And I was sharing earlier, I said, you know, we hear a lot of people, a lot of females on here tell you, you should be here in your life and you need to get a life. Davion, you have a beautiful life. You know, you have a blessed life. Me and Miss LaWanda were just talking earlier on here that you don't have children, you don't have that responsibility. So you're able to take care of yourself. We did at your age and struggled. It was a struggle. So you are right where God, and I know you know this, but sometimes it's good to hear it. You are right where you're supposed to be with how God says it. And personally, you just continue to let God convict you where he convicts you, because I know he does and you know he does. You understand? And remember, God looks on the heart of a man. He looks at our heart. People could say what they want. They could say, like the lady that came in your mom's chat and said, you are evil. She is quite wrong. She was evil for dropping in the chat. I would never want her praying for me. Her title is in his favor. Whose favor, honey? Lucifer?
Right.
Lucifer.
I don't think God favors just one person. I mean, I think he loved everybody, right?
Does.
Right. So I never understand that
God
logic. That's why they could never say nothing to me about God, because they don't really know God's real.
Right. And that it's a personal relationship. And like I said, when it's all said and done, we all have to individually give an account for our own self, period. The back and forth is the back and forth. When you guys are roasting, the roasting is funny. Like, but when people have taken it to like the vindictive and the grudges and the evil doings and the trying to destroy and those kind of things, then they've taken it to an evil place. They've taken it to a place where they've allowed that spirit to take them there. But that's what they have to deal with. That's their personal issue, and they can keep it. You understand? Because I got my own that I deal with. You have your own. But I did want to just give Roz and your family some acknowledgement today. It just came to me, and I knew it was the right thing to do. I knew
it was sweet. It was beautiful, Auntie April. You know, as soon as you asked me, I was like, yeah, you know, that's a good idea, because, you know, everybody has their groups that follow them and love them or whatever. But it's always like, it's a little bit skewed when it's a whole bunch of people only against a small group of people. But they know for a fact that the love is really real. That's why they take so much to try to convince y'all.
That's true.
To not like us. You just got to pay attention to what these people are saying. They're pointing out things about us, and they're like, you see, because you see Rod Squad, they want y'all to not love us the way that y'all do. And that's just
mad that we love y'all.
And y'all do, and it's not going to change.
Calling us the slob squad and all that kind of stuff. Why we got to be mad? I ain't never said nothing to you. You know what I mean? It's like, and half the people that or have supposedly attacked me, I've never done anything but be kind to them. Never. You know, that's why I don't take it personal. What have I done to you? Nothing. Nothing. You know,
not everybody even deserves a response.
You know, because like I said, there's a couple things I could come out here and put on the table. And you know, but why? It ain't even they do it, they did it themselves. I ain't even have to say, I would have never said nothing. I looked at it like, dang, you wasn't loyal to yourself, because I sure wasn't never gonna say nothing about that. Make that make sense.
100%. I wanted to remind you guys of a story about Roz, and this is gonna get deep, y'all. I'm glad that she's in the chat. So there was this one time, that period of time where Roz was feeling not really good, right? And she had taken a little bit of a break. She didn't actually announce the break, but she just hadn't been live, you know? And the other side was just chopping her up, tearing her down, like saying so much stuff. And I was having doubts, you know, like, gosh, is this really it? Like, she's not, like, is she as sick as they saying she is? And is something really about to happen to her? I was having my doubts. And then next thing you know, she popped up on that screen and she was in the hospital. She didn't care about the wig on her head. She didn't care about none of that. When she dog walked every single last one of them. And I was like, whew, I had such a relief. I was like, whew, I'm so glad that she came back and that she stood 10 toes. Like,
she sure did. Came dog walked in the
very
hospital.
Strong individual, and you can't do nothing but respect that. So why not if for people to always say, oh, you let them lead you, you let them lead you. The reason I don't say nothing about that is because if you want to call Roz my leader, she is a stand-up woman to me. So I don't take offense to that. I don't take offense to that. But we all know that I'm my own person too. But if you want to call her my leader, that okay, fine. I'll take that. Because if it was a problem, I would be like, wait a minute, hold on, no,
right.
don't put me and her together. But no, anybody that's strong that can stand up and still do their thing, I got mad love for that and respect.
That's me too. Absolutely, Zay. Guys, I just wanted to say real quick, because I'm about to end this and let somebody else, Granny, we haven't heard from Granny in so long. Be More Native is hot, baby. Hot Be More Native. Be More Native is in the chat, guys. If you are not following Be More Native, I was going to try to hurry up and run to get Be More Native's link. I was going to say, please follow her or him. I always say her or him because I honestly don't know. Let me drop the link real quick. No, I don't have to. Just look up Be More Native's name, guys, and follow and support. I was saying that the other day, I think it was last week, a couple weeks ago, that to mention to you, for us to mention Be More Native to get her numbers up. His or her numbers. Thank you, Tips World. Hey, boo. Get her numbers up. I'll keep saying her, because I don't want to keep saying him or her, because I really don't know. But yeah. So guys, if you're not following Be More Native, go follow Be More Native. Be More Native is a professional roaster in the post. She be going hard, okay? Like I said, entertainment is entertainment. And they let me say this before I get off real quick. They were saying, I heard them saying to you that, you want Glam to be your friend, and now that is so not true. That is ridiculous. It's like, because I did the same thing. I agreed with as far as it being entertaining, and I agree with you on that. That doesn't mean that there is now a kumbaya moment. That ain't how people rock. Some people just ain't rocking like that just because.
I'm just over it. I felt like we've done it enough, and I'm not doing it anymore.
That was kind of threw me back when people were saying that. I was like, well, maybe that's how they view things. That's how they do things. But no, that's not it. You just give credit where credit is due. You just were, and me too also, but like I said, that doesn't mean that there's going to be this great connection, reconnecting and all that, things have happened, things are done. It is, you live and you learn. I'm with Be More Native when it comes to YouTube, because we're seeing it more and more, because I've been one to say that you can develop a friendship. You can, but it takes time. It's not going to be one of those, you get on here, you meet somebody, you go visit them, y'all talk on the phone, and now y'all the best of friends. No. And, like, I like how you said the other day, when somebody said to you, get friends, somebody said to you, I had friends, they had friends at your age. Friends are very few and far between. And if I had friends at the age of 28, if they're not in my life at this time, then they more than likely weren't a friend. They were an acquaintance. They were there for a season. You understand? To me, yeah, you feel me? Friendship is to me, somebody that you've known for years. Y'all have been through hell and back, and y'all still are friends. They can call you and say, hey, look. You can call them and say, hey, look. You don't have to see them for years, and y'all still will connect and pick up right where you left off. People have this friend thing too flighty, like like TRW. And I have an opinion on that, Davion, because when she dropped in the chat, I don't have too much opinion on too much of anything for real.
Right.
But that my opinion when she dropped in the chat, and then she said, tell Bama to give me my money. To me, it's obsessed. Why are you so obsessed with Bama? What's happened?
Right.
Why is there this obsession here? You
She's
know,
angry. She still want to be Bama friend.
that's what I was feeling. And instead of doing all that, just say that. Just y'all call each other. You know, get on the phone. It's just that simple. I mean, come on, come on. I said it's either that or content. I don't know, but that I'm noticing that it's like, what's going on there? Because Bama's left it alone. I haven't heard Bama say anything about it.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. Anyway,
Right.
anywho, thank everyone for coming. I appreciate you guys so much. This was long overdue. I think periodically people should do this. Have like a little powwow to encourage and uplift one another. I just do because it's true and it's the right thing to do. You feel me? And I do, and I love your family. I do. God knows I love you. God knows my heart. God knows who I care about. God knows who I pray for. God knows who I cover. One thing about Auntie April, she knows how to get in touch with God. She knows, and I'm not perfect. I don't try to act like I am. God knows my heart. And I know how to pray for covering, and those kind of things when I see things, and I know how to differentiate the difference between the roasting and then, taking it to this dark place. When you roast and you get off and leave it alone. But some people just don't know how to do that. They hold them grudges, but they only hurt themselves.
Right.
I'm just going to continue to encourage, uplift, stay true, to ourselves first and foremost. Stay true to ourselves first and foremost, and then keep it moving. I thank y'all. I love y'all for coming up, guys. Thank everyone.
We love
it. This was a good
episode.
Yeah, it was good. I get so emotional. I can't get my words, especially when I get passionate. All my thinking goes out the window, and I'll be like I'm trying to preach or something. But yeah, the genuine love is here, and I thank everybody who came in the chat. Thank you for the support, guys. And I'm just grateful to be a part of. And like I said, unless God say different, I'm good where I am. I'm good where I am. And I thank God that I understand that. And I don't have no problem with anybody trying to make me feel like I'm this crazy person for being where I am. I know where I am. And I know that it's where I'm supposed to be. And so I'm grateful for that. It works for Miss April. Okay, Darlene.
Okay. Thank you for having me up here, Auntie April. I love this live again. I love you. You know how close we are.
Yes.
So I appreciate this. This was great content. And thank you for allowing me to come up.
You're welcome. Love you, your mom, Majane, Juju, and the grandbabies and everything. Wait, one more thing, Dave. I went back in your mom's lives because I wanted to pull that music up, but I don't think she has any of the music, the Egyptian music. I couldn't find them because I wanted to play it.
That music was, I think I got that on my phone, just like my little phone editing app. It was one of the
saved it
that you can use to put on.
Play it one time, Davion, if you have it, just because a lot of people weren't there at that time when your mom had that as her introduction. Right. That was off the chain. That's what got me to pay attention to your mama. I'm telling you. So yeah, I wanted to play that so people could relate to it, but I couldn't find it. But anyway, okay, boo.
Okay, thank you.
Y'all
have a good day, everybody. Chat.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I dropped her down. All right, guys. Bye-bye. I'm out.